गाइज ये वीडियो सिर्फ एजुकेशनल पर्पस के लिए है, मैं किसी भी इलीगल एक्टिविटी को सपोर्ट नहीं करता, ठीक है
गाइज ये वीडियो आपके बहुत काम आने वाली है, सो एंड तक देखना गाइज।
Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to learn about CAPTCHA bypass and how to find it, as well as live exploration. Yeah. So before going to CAPTCHA bypass, you should know what is CAPTCHA system. Okay. So all of you might seen a tiny box of "I'm not a robot." So basically, most of you might seen while browsing the websites, right? So do you know why it is implemented and what is the necessity of this robot "I'm not robot" functionality? Okay. So you may also feel silly, right? So because there'll be only one checkbox where you have to check, and it will. You can go with the next functionality. Okay. So once if you check that box, the server will consider you as a human. That feels little silly, but yeah, actually it detects the human. Okay. So CAPTCHA code system, CAPTCHA bypass. So basically CAPTCHA stands for Complete Automated Public Tuning Test to tell computers and human apart. Basically it is mainly meant for a differentiate between computer and a human. So CAPTCHAs are the tools you can use to differentiate between real user and automated user, such as bots. So previously there were a lot of DOS attacks were going on. Attackers were using bots in order to DOS the server or in order to crash the server. Okay. So in order to mitigate it, CAPTCHA was implemented. CAPTCHA provides challenges that are difficult for computers to perform but relatively easy for humans. For example, identifying stretched letters or numbers or clicking a specific area. So you might see in CAPTCHA, even you might have in some CAPTCHA, even you might have to fill the content of the image. Like there will be some letter which is weird in shape. Okay, so by entering it, you will be proof that you are the human. So basically, it differentiates the human and the robot. Okay, so in that images, it will include such images which will be difficult to robot in order to understand, but it will be easy to normal human. CAPTCHAs are used by any websites that wishes to strict usage by bot. Specific users includes maintaining poll accuracy. So CAPTCHA can prevent poll scraping by ensuring that each vote is being entered by a human. Although this does not limit the overall number of votes that can be made, it makes the time required for each vote longer, discouraging multiple votes. Okay. So mainly here, one of the main we can say it as a use case of CAPTCHA. So mainly you might see in WhatsApp you have a polling functionality. Okay, so where you can if you're in any of the group, so you can make a vote by the use of poll, and there you can observe that from one person only one vote can be casted. Okay, so what if anyone can use bots in order to increase the votes? Okay, uh, so even that can be done. So in order to avoid these kind of circumstance, CAPTCHA system was implemented. Okay, so most of the time poll can be easily like it can be manipulated by the use of bots which act as a fake humans. Okay, and it may cast a fake vote. So even you might see like a lot of people use different lot of email address in order to do some kind of, so like even if there is a vote, so they will do an fake email, and they will try to use it in order to increase the number of votes. And if we just do it manually, it will take a lot of time. So in order to reduce the time, the attacker will use the bots. Okay, and these bots can be filtered by the use of CAPTCHAs. Limiting registration for services. Okay, services can use CAPTCHAs to prevent the bots from spamming registration system to create a fake account. Restricting account creation prevents a waste of services, resources, and reduces opportunity for fraud. Basically, even you might see a lot of the CAPTCHAs will be in the login page. Okay, so once if CAPTCHAs are in the login page, you can't use automation tools. I mean, bots in order to create a fake account. Okay, normally a lot of I mean, even you can automate the registration process, right? So mainly, first of all, you capture the request of your account creation, okay, and then you can use the intruder in order to automate the account, so that you can create a number of accounts within a fraction of minute. Okay, so that can be achieved by the use of bulk intruder, and even there are certain bots also, which will automate your process. Okay. Bots are nothing but they are like a robot. So once if we give certain instruction, for example, create an account, it will instantly create an account. Okay. So in that way, the attackers can redirect, I mean, direct bots to do certain things which may cause, which may automate them. Prevention of ticket inspiration. Ticketing system can be used CAPTCHA to limit the scalpers from purchasing large number of ticket for resale. It can also be used to prevent a false registration to free events. Okay, so you might have heard certain offers, limited offers, like at midnight. For the first 10 users, there will be certain offers like free coupon or free ticket for the movie. So that kind of offers will be there. So now, in that case, any if even the bot can be used over there. Okay. So mainly that is meant for a single person, but anyone can use bots in order to purchase all the 10 tickets, all the limited tickets by the use of bots. Okay, they can create a bot which instantly purchase that ticket. Okay, then later that can be used for resale. Okay, so that even we can gain, I mean, the attacker can misuse this thing in order to get more money. Okay, for example, let's say if there is an offer, okay, and which is only limited for first 100 users. What if the attacker uses the bot in order to purchase all the tickets, and later when all the tickets are sold out, he can use those tickets to sell with a higher price. Okay, so here the intention of the attacker may also be in order to make money. Next, preventing false comments. CAPTCHAs can be prevent bots from spamming messages boards, contact forms, or review sites. The extra step required by a CAPTCHA can also play a role in reducing online harassment through incorrectness. Okay, so here even it may be used in order to harass someone, like even in a social media you can see most of the comments, I mean few people comment, I mean they will give a bad comment on some other user account, some other's post. Okay, so basically the account from which they do that, most of the time it will be a fake account. Okay, so now the attacker can use the same trick, but in with a great number, like he can use a bots in order to create a fake accounts, and he can instruct them to give some fake reviews, fake comments. So even that can be automated. Okay, so even it can be used, bots can be used in order to harass them. So to mitigate all those things, I mean, CAPTCHA was what, and how does CAPTCHA work? Let's see how does it work. So mainly, I'll just give an example. While browsing a website, so you might see a checkbox of "I'm not a robot," right? So, so mainly, there you just need to click on that checkbox. Okay, check out that checkbox. So after that, it will confirm that you are a human. But basically, how does it work? Any ideas? So how does it work? So mainly, it captures the movement of your cursor. Okay. So when you move your cursor, see if it is a bot, it will move in the horizontal or vertical, right? so it will move in the straight line. But if it was a human, mouse, I mean cursor pointer will move in a what? It won't move in a straight line, right? So even if we try, it will slightly. It will be. It won't move in a straight way. Okay. So no matter how much you try. So even a tiny mistake might happen. So that's how it detects. I mean, differentiate the human and the bot. So CAPTCHAs work by providing information to the user for interpretation. Traditional CAPTCHAs provided distorted or overlapping letters and numbers that a user then has to submit via form field. The distortion of letter made it difficult for bots to interpret the text and prevent access until the characters were verified. Okay. So those were the traditional CAPTCHA system. So where particular text or numbers will be given. So you have to use those in order to go to the next process or submit the report, something like that. Okay. So but nowadays even the CAPTCHAs were, they were improved. New kind of changes were brought into CAPTCHAs. Like even nowadays, some CAPTCHAs might also get some information from the attack the user footprints, okay? Their informations. Okay. So by that they will validate whether they are a human or a bot. And nowadays even captures has become a advanced. Okay. Even they might check your histories, something like that. Okay. Browsing history. So this captcha type relies on human ability to generate and recognize novel pattern based on variable past experience. In contrast, bots can often only follow set patterns or input randomized characters. This limitation makes it unlikely that bots will correctly guess the right combination. So day by day, even CAPTCHA got, advanced. Okay, and as the CAPTCHA got advanced, even the technology or the attackers became more creative. Okay, so they train bots to behave as a human. Okay, so initially even they what they were able to bypass these characterized or numberized CAPTCHAs. Okay, since CAPTCHA was introduced, what that uses of machine learning have been developed. These bots are better able to identify traditional CAPTCHAs with algorithm trained in a pattern recognition. Due to this development, new CAPTCHA methods are based on more complex testing performance. For example, pre-CAPTCHA requires clicking in a specific area and wait until a timer runs out. So as I said, nowadays even bots have advanced, right? So the normal technique which was say be able to bypass by the attackers, so they train the bots in order to act as a human. Okay, and even they succeeded in that process. So now even the captures have become quite complex. Okay, so you can see even in the websites nowadays even captures are slight different. Okay, so more accurate. So changing request method. So let's see how to find it. Okay, how to find captcha bypass code. Changing request methods. Just removing the parameter or using the previous used captcha. Okay, this is a second method. I'll just explain. Okay, mainly while submitting the report of captcha. Okay, when you click on I'm not a robot, so there it will send one request. Okay, in order to verify. So there you can go with the change request method in order to bypass captcha, or even you can just remove the parameter or use previously used captcha or JSON to normal request using extra headers or for rate limiting. Okay, let's see one by one. So what are these methods? First one, changing a request method. So it is an easy method to check for bypass. CAPTCHA has by changing the request method of the request. So you already know about methods, right? In every request, you will be able to see a different uh, methods like get. post, put, trace, head. So these are different methods. Okay. So even by changing the method, even we might be able to bypass the CAPTCHA. So this is a small image using of CAPTCHA bypass using um, changing request. Okay, you can see left side image is of post method. Okay, where it's verifying the request, and once if you turn it into get request and send the request, it might be able to bypass the validation. So let's see the second way. Second way, just remove the parameter or using the previous use captcha. Okay, so you can just remove the whole parameter of whatever is containing the token of verification. Okay, like this. So here we have just removed. So you can see. So there was a token like this, and it was directly removed. Okay, so even you can follow this method, removing the captcha token or whole parameters. And third one is JSON to normal request. Sometimes you find that parameter are passing using JSON data. So you can just you can convert it into simple request and then try or combine in with the first method. Okay, here is a tiny example. See, this is the JSON form. Okay, and yeah, so even sometime the tokens will be transferred or verification will be done using these JSON form. Okay, you can see over here. So mainly you can replace the content, okay, of the parameter which leads to the verification of verification of captcha using extra headers for rate limiting. So even this is a common technique moving most for the most of the vulnerability. Even we have seen it in the post header injection section. Okay, so basically these are sometimes there will be some hidden headers. Okay, and by giving certain values, so like 127.0.0.1, so it will think as if the particular request is coming from localhost. Localhost in the sense internal system itself. Okay, so this might lead to the bypass of rate limiting. So like this. So even you can try to brute force the header in order to find the hidden header. Okay, let's try to do it in a live website. So let me try. Okay, there is a feedback form, and you can see this is a old CAPTCHA system. Let me check if there is any version of. Okay, I think version is not disclosed. Okay, let me try. Let me try to bypass it. So let me give some content. Okay, so I'll first of all I'll try the first method. So here I have a list of capture bypass techniques which can be used. So first technique is bypassing server-side validation. So in some applications, in web application, so it may be only using client-side verification. Okay, it may not validate from the server side, and if that is the case, then you can use this method. Okay, so you can just remove the parameter. Okay, so let me check if I can do that or not. Okay, this is a form, and we need CAPTCHA. And here, this is a CAPTCHA system. Okay, so I'll just remove this key. I think this is validating the page. So I'll just remove the key section and I'll just send it forward. So it just got redirected, but I don't think so we were able to bypass it. So let us try the one more way. Okay. So this time we will try to remove this content as well. I mean comment as well. Actually, no, not comment. Key. So I'll just use this unused key. Okay, copy and drop it. Okay, so I do have unused CAPTCHA key. So even if I give wrong text, let's see whether we can bypass it. So here I will replace the key value with the previous key value, which I already got. I think both are same, but still we can give a try. Okay, I think we were able to bypass it. Uh, yeah, so basically here reusing of CAPTCHA token work. Okay, so let's see the second bypass technique, missing CAPTCHA field integrates checks. So there are multiple scenarios around this one. This happens when the application validates whether the CAPTCHA parameter are present or not. Sometimes the application will only verify whether there is a CAPTCHA parameter or not. Okay, so but not the value. So even we can try this as well. Okay, so let me. Actually, we have already tried this. I just removed the key section previously, right? So that's the same methodology. So there is something called as HTTP web manipulation. So if a request with a post is using CAPTCHA bypass, we can just change the method. So this is the same thing which I have explained previously, changing the method. So now you can see it's a post request, right? So I'll just change it to, so here you can see there is an option called as change request. So now it's a get request. So now if I send this and if we are able to bypass it, then it's a 100. Okay. So content type. So even sometimes changing the content type might help you to bypass the CAPTCHA. Okay. Next one is a usable of CAPTCHA. So even I just showed you if there is a token or something related to CAPTCHA, we can just reuse the token again in order to get inside. Okay. So and using of extra headers. So even we can try this. I'll just send it to repeater and drop the request. So here we can use special headers like X-forwarded. Let us try to bypass via localhost. I mean 127.0.0.1. Okay, so here I will be like 127.0.0.1. Okay. Forwarded and found and no results. As I send it, again no proper response. Okay, so even over here you can use the power of parent miner in order to find the hidden header. Okay, so even you can do that, and Even there is one more way, which is a little bit difficult, like using of automated captcha solving technique. Okay, that is also one of the way to bypass CAPTCHA. Okay, so even people train the CAPTCHAs to bypass these CAPTCHAs. Okay, so here we have a lot of logs or reference points where you can get extra details. Okay, let's try this application as well. Okay, so I have to submit. Okay, so let me capture. Okay, so here you can see security. This is a um, CAPTCHA, I guess. Okay, so I'll just remove the security value and let me analyze this. Okay, let me send it. No reply. Yeah, I have to cross-verify it by checking in the real-time website. Okay, I don't think so. It just got bypassed. So here you can try different mentioned methodology. Okay, which I have already previously shown. Okay. So these things can be used in order to protect your website from external DDoS attack or DOS attack, and try to find the version of CAPTCHA. So even that might be useful info in order to infiltrate this website. Okay, so let us check any other website. Okay, so I think here we don't have any proper verification because we are not getting any token. And even if we remove this and send it, I think even it may work. Yeah, what if I just remove this? This. Okay, so mainly these CAPTCHA bypass are tried in order to perform a DOS attack or any attack which may require bots. Okay. So you can basically follow all these methods. I'll share the documents. Okay. So from there, let me find any website which has a CAPTCHA system. The resistors. Generate conceptual class. Okay. Okay, invalid syntax. Let me try the other way. Okay, I think there is a email verification which will be sent. Even these information are most valuable. I think there is an email verification. I think now we can log in. So I need a place where we can fill CAPTCHA. It's CAPTCHA. But why did I get CAPTCHA result? CAPTCHA over here. Sometimes there will be automatic CAPTCHA, like in the page you won't be able to see. Automatically it will be applied. But over here there is no such CAPTCHA. Okay, there is a CAPTCHA system. Let's try. Yeah, here there is a CAPTCHA ID and CAPTCHA code itself. So we can try different methods one by one. I'll just send it to repeater. First of all, I'll try to change the request method and I'll try to send it. Okay, invalid request. Secondly, we will try to change the value. Remove it. And I'll just send it to repeater. Send. Success false. Okay. So even over here, you can try to perform a client-side verification. Client-side verification bypass by doing a response manipulation. Okay. So here I'll remove all the parameter, whole parameter, and this time let me try it again. False. Okay, so next let me try to reuse the CAPTCHA. Same 5 9 So this time let me just copy this and drop it. So this time I will try to reuse the previously used CAPTCHA and paste, and I followed it. Yeah, that was that, and I think we were able to bypass it. So these are the different ways which you can follow in order to bypass the CAPTCHA. Okay, there are a lot of different CAPTCHAs. Okay, I hope CAPTCHA bypass topic is clear. Any doubts in CAPTCHA bypass topic? Is there anything to ask? Okay, so if that is clear, we can move with the next small topic, cross vulnerability. Cross vulnerability, cross origin and resource sharing. Okay. So here we are going to learn about cross misconfiguration and exploitation, as well as mitigation. So first of all, we need to learn about what is cross-origin resource sharing vulnerability. So as usual, before knowing a vulnerability, we should know what is cross. So basically, it's a functionality. A request for a resource, like an image or a font, etc., outside of the origin is known as the cross-origin request. Cross-origin resource sharing is a mechanism that enables the web browsers or other web clients to make a cross-origin request. So, for example, the user loads a page from x.com. While loading the initial page from x.com, a request is made to y.com. This request is known as cross-origin request. Hence, the browser will first perform pre-flight request. If the pre-flight request is successful, y.com sends the access control origin. So basically, it is a header. Okay, then the request will be proceeded. If pre-flight request is unsuccessful, y.com sends the access control origin no header, then it will give an error. Okay. In simple word, let me explain this. Okay. So not all the website will be having their own sources or all the resources might be stored in their server. Okay, that's not all the that's not the case all the time. Okay, so sometimes the websites might fetch some resources from different domains. Okay, like you might just see from like the different websites. Normally, there will be some images which will be stored in the different server, or it may be fixed from different server, different domain. Okay, in that case, cost will be helpful. So it is a functionality where a domain can request for certain resources to another domain. So normally, what will be happening? Users will be requesting for the resources to the domain, right? But in this case, domain will be requesting to the other domain in order to get some resources. Yeah. So this is like this. Okay. Even some domains might be having separate subdomain to store some resources. Okay. Even then, it might have to use course functionality in order to fetch the details. Here, this web server is trying to fetch the details from this server. So when it tries to do that, it will return a special header called as access control hello origin. Okay, so it will send this particular header. Okay, in order to confirm the course. Why course is necessary? The course stamps is needed because it allows the server to specify not just who can access the asset, but also how the assets can be accessed. Cross-origin resource requests and cross-origin requests are made using standard HTTP requests. Most server will allow GET requests, meaning they will allow resources from external origin to read their receipt. HTTP request methods like patch, put, or delete, however, may be denied to prevent malicious behavior. For many servers, this is an intentional. For example, it is like that the server A does not want server B, C, or D to edit the date, delete its asset. Okay. So most of the time, the domain will allow the user to just see the content. Get the content. Other than that, it won't allow any other power like deleting or uploading power. So basic will be get functionality. So using this, it can get some resources from different domain. So as I said, it is a functionality. Normally, it was introduced as a functionality. Later, some of them found a way to misconfigure course. So an HTML5 course origin resource sharing policy controls whether and how content running on the other domain can be performed. Two-way interaction with the domain that publishes the policy. The policy is fine-grained and can apply access control for requests based on the URL and other features of the request. Good. So mainly, it is like a root. Okay, it's like a root who can access the resources and how he can access the resources. So mainly that can be data will be fetched from third parties. Okay, so and even in the request, response part will get a special header, access control, hello credential. Okay, this will help us to fetch the credentials, data. Okay, these are the steps. I'll show it practically. And here there's the three cases: best case, better case, and worst case. So normally, most of the time, it will be like this. So in the request part, when you add origin header, and if it is reflecting in the response side with two special headers, then it will be the best case. And in the same way, if it returns none, it's a better case. And if it requests asterisk means all, anyone can access. So that's a dangerous one. So let's try it practically. So there are few labs on course using responsible. So let us try. So let me show you an automation tool which can be used in order to check the course. Okay, I think there's some server issue. So let me. Okay, I'll just show you how to check this. Okay, so you just need to copy it and just paste it over here and test. Here exactly it is not showing. Okay, I think there's a different path which is vulnerable for. Let me log in first. Let me analyze the website. So I'll just do a small scan. Let's wait for the scan. So mainly, if you find a course or vulnerability, uh, so it will be best if you use it in any page which has some sensitive info, which might contain some sensitive info, like profile section, okay, my account section. That's it. Or still okay, still going on. Finished. Okay. Is there any place with course? Okay. Here's let me search for hello. No. Okay. So let me check which path has. Okay, there is a path called as account details. That is a place which is vulnerable. Mm, yeah. So here, in order to save time, I'm just fetching the details from the solution. So if it is a real world website, okay, you can also use brute forcing of common directory. Okay, so even that can be done to find out hidden paths. Yeah. So basically here there are certain informations like API key and username, so which is a sensitive information. So let me check if there is a course bug. Okay. So first of all, let me try to automate it by using it over here. Okay. Any changes? Here it is not able to detect. No worries. We will do it manually. Okay. Let me capture the request and send it to the picture. So okay. So basically, this request consists of some sensitive information. Okay. So now, in order to so these are the places where CORS vulnerability can create an impact, or else it will be considered as a P5 category vulnerability. Okay. So here origin. So now I will type. So first of all, I'll type https://attackers.com. So let me check if it is reflecting. Okay, credential is true. True in the sense it will allow you to fetch the content, but even over here you can try null as well. Okay. Yeah. Actually, we need this header too. Okay. Access control allow origin null. In the sense, okay. So here it shows it is vulnerable for CORS. Okay. To test CORS origin resource sharing, it's very easy. Just add a origin header and you can give a URL or else null. Here it is showing true in the sense credential can be accessed. Okay. So now I'll just of my interception. So now we know that there is a CORS. Okay. So actually here over here they have created certain things called as exploit server. Okay, this can be used. So and we might have to create a custom code. So actually this is a crafted custom code. If this executes, it will it will steal all those information from the victim. Okay, so let me show you. Here you have to do few changes. Here you have to give the target name and exploit server. Okay, exploit servers. Okay, so basically let me explain this code. So basically it will generate a GET request. Okay, and it will send a signal to the response of the text of this particular text to the external server which we have created called as exploit server. Okay, so here we'll be able to see the response, and you already know in this URL there are certain sensitive informations like username and API key, so which will be able to fetch. So I'll just store it and we will just assume it as we will send it to victim. Okay. So once if victim, so basically it will act as a script. Okay. So when the victim interacts with it, we'll be able to get info. Okay. So you can see we are able to capture few informations. So I told you that it will capture the content of that particular page, and this was the content. So you already know that in that page there was a username and API key. So basically, because the previous payload which we have sent is interacted by the victim, we got the API key of victim. You can see API key. So I'll just copy this and submit the solution. Yeah, so now it got solved. Okay. So this is the second case actually where if it is if null can be used for cross vulnerability, so you can use this payload. Okay, you can use the same payload. So, but over here you can use your target URL, and over here you can use your own server, which can also be your work collaborator link. So even there is one more lab which simulates the first case. Um, first case where we can just mention the target name and which will be reflected. Okay. So as I said, seek for this vulnerability only in pages which consist of sensitive information, or else even if it is present, it won't create that much of impact. Okay, let's check out the previous same path, which is account details. Okay, yes, same. We have a username and API key. So this time we will check for the same bug using same methodology. Capture the request, forward it, and send it to repeater. Origin colon https claim.com and forward. Okay, here you can see access control allow origin. In the sense, it's allowing this particular origin to fetch the data, and fetching the data is true. Even we can try the null as well. Let us check will it work or not. Okay, even that is also working. So yeah, so this shows there is a cost vulnerability. And now for the exploitation, we have to do the same thing. Okay, even over here there's a payload. I guess this here there's an already created payload, so which can be used for. I mean, even you can use this payload for any other target. Okay, so here let me change it. Change the URL. Again, this particular script is also trying to generate a GET request, and yeah. So let me store it and send it to victim. So now victim clicks on it, we should be able to get the API key. Okay, let me check it again. So here you can see victim just interacted with the payload. So let us see. Actually, we should get a hit over here. Mm, Yes, we got the interaction and also we got the API key. And this all the lab. Okay, let's try it in real-time website. And here I found a page where there are information, sensitive information. So basically, as you know, this is a place where you can perform a username enumeration in WordPress websites. So this is just an example. Even you can try it in any of the pages, any other pages. So here I'll use the same payload. Not this one. Some payload to easily detect this bug. I mean, show the POC. I think this might be that file. Let me check this. So here we have target site. So I'll mention the target site URL. Paste and file save as. Course.html. Okay, let me try to open it. Any mistakes which I've done? Okay. So actually here we have to give our own server link. So but here I doesn't have any server. So I'll give some other payload. Okay. So actually here there is no cost. Okay, so because of that I was not able to exploit it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so actually this is just an example. You can see it's find the name admin and there's some information about admin. Okay, so let me check whether if it is vulnerable for costs. Okay, send it to repeater, and over here I'll give an extra header. https ping.com. Okay, so here, even over here, I don't think so it is vulnerable for course. No. Let me check. Let me try to show it in this section. Okay, so slash count details dot details. Okay, here is that sensitive info, and I'll just use it over here. So we already know there is a course, so I'm just directly using it, and let me just open it in Chrome browser. Okay, so you might already observe that when I try to open that path, account details, so we were actually not able to see the details. So we were getting unauthorized. Only after logging, we were able to see the content. And I just logged in the Firefox. Actually, now it's not working. Let me check. Oh. Yeah, add a CAPTCHA request and add a origin header, add http bing.com or anything else, and if it is reflecting as hello credential or hello origin, then it means it is vulnerable for course. Okay. And second step is for exploiting. So for the exploitation, I'll share the code. Let me check that code which I have, and if I get that, I'll definitely share it in the group. Okay. So main thing that can be performed because due to course vulnerability is information disclosure. Okay, or the attacker can grab the information, sensitive information from the victim by just sharing the link. And I forgot to show you the POC of CAPTCHA bypass, so I'll just show it to you. I have a simple request where there is a CAPTCHA. So you can see check CAPTCHA. So remove whole CAPTCHA value. And he was able to bypass it. Okay. So he used that methodology to bypass CAPTCHA. And to talk about course, so actually there should be a rules which should be set that who can access what kind of information. Okay. So even if you're trying to add a origin header, if it is secure, we'll get a response with the websites which are error. Okay, so that is the way to detect and understand cross vulnerability. So I hope this is clear. If there is any doubt, you can just ask.